If you live in Orlando or you're traveling to Orlando on vacation for the theme parks, I want you to know about this story. On August 7th, the owner of the Howard Johnson Motel on International Drive stopped paying the property's water bill. On August 14th, residents were notified to vacate the property entirely by August 18th, giving them only a 4 days notice. The city of Orlando basically enforced that evacuation order, deeming the property unsafe, uninhabitable, malfunctioning fire alarms, no running water, due to unpaid bills. Now, the most important thing I want you guys to know is there were approximately 60 families living here. There were several families, several parents with 3, 4, 5 kids living in this motel. Kids that are going to school living in this motel, that are just living their life, trying to get by. Over 200 people living in this hotel. Many of the residents were paying weekly rates, and many of them were prepaid. Huge shout out to the journalists at Spectrum News. This is what the inside of one of the rooms looked like. Many of the residents that were living here pretty much had to leave all their belongings in the room, on the property, just scattered wherever, because they basically don't have any way to transport the stuff, and many of them don't have a car. One of the residents said, "I've been here for 2 years. They collected everyone's money, turned the water off. Everyone's got to go. Look at all the people standing around with their kids." She had been living there with her 3 kids for 2 years, and they were all kicked out. One of the residents by the name of Roxy had paid for 3 weeks, $250 just before this eviction. From local reports, it says that 40 residents were not able to find a resolution after being evicted, and that number may be rising. Just some facts on the ownership. The property is not owned by Wyndham. It is franchised by Wyndham. Reports actually said that this closure is not an isolated incident, and there has been a pattern of mismanagement with the owner of this property. And what's crazy is I actually stayed in this motel a few times when it was under different ownership several years ago when I was younger. It's an absolutely insane juxtaposition that Universal Orlando Resort is literally across the street from this hotel, and yet families living there are being evicted under unsafe conditions. To me, this highlights a much larger issue that can be found along Highway 192 in Kissimmee in the 90s and 2000s. This was a place where people could find affordable hotels for their Disney vacations, myself and my family included. But over time, it has transformed into an area where low-income families, homeless people, and individuals struggling with addiction are living. Part of this, I think, is a byproduct of the theme park companies Disney and Universal expanding their reach, but the issue goes much deeper. It's also a reflection of a broader affordable housing crisis in Florida